So friends, I bought a microATX case to build a new computer. It's called a DIY-PC. The model is called DIY-F2-W. The letter W in the model name stands for the white color of the case. Parameters of the case, you see now on the screen. Form factor of the case microATX, but despite the small size of the case in it, you can install a full power supply for 850-1000 watts, but be sure to look for the length of the power supply was 2. Video card can be installed up to 315mm VGA by the way. CPU cooler can be installed up to 160mm. What is not unimportant? In the front part you can install a radiator for liquid cooling video card. Friends, you will not believe it, but in such a small case you can even install a radiator for liquid cooling video card size up to 240mm. I am shocked. The case comes in a dense cardboard box. The case itself is covered with foam on both sides in order not to be damaged during transportation, and also the case is additionally in a bag in order not to get dirty from dust, dirt and moisture. And so let's look at the case in more detail now. I will remove the foam protection, remove the bag. At the top we see a large ventilation hole with a mesh. Next is the logo of the manufacturer of the case, DIYPC. Behind the logo there are two LEDs. One is activated when the hard disk or SSD is being written to, the second LED is lit constantly when the computer is on or blinks when the computer is sent to sleep. Next is the reset button, which is small in size and slightly recessed into the case so that you don't press it accidentally. After it there is a USB 3.0 port, which is marked with the standard blue color. Behind it there are two holes for connecting headphones and a microphone. Further embedded are two USB 2.0 ports. A little away from all these ports is the main power button. By the way, the power button is pressed, so that it is quite clear whether you pressed the button or not. There are buttons that barely touched can falsely work. With this button everything is fine. Turning the case around, let's take a look at the case from the back. Here we see a fully mesh back panel with various technological holes. The biggest hole at the bottom is for the power supply, motherboard outputs and ports. There is also a mesh with a pre-installed exhaust fan, which is already installed directly into the case. A little lower are removable plates for output and installation of additional devices, such as video cards and other expansion cards. In the motherboard, plates are removable, easy to open. Now let's turn the case on its side. We see a large plastic viewing window. The side door made of sheet metal. Let's look at the case from the bottom. There are 4 legs, let's call them chassis. Also, for better ventilation, the case has a hole for cooling the power supply, which I like, as well as there is a mesh that will hold large debris from getting into the power supply. Now let's put the case on its side and remove the door. In order to remove the side doors you don't need tools. The manufacturer has provided here bolts with handles. It is convenient to unscrew them with fingers without tools. And so I unscrew 2 bolts and remove the side door to the side. Despite the fact that the case is all metal, it is quite light. The door is light as well. Inside we can find a bag with a set of hardware. We will find all the necessary bolts and screws, spacers for installing and fixing the motherboard, power unit. In the same package you will find a speaker, and if you need it you can install it on the motherboard. Now let's look at the wires that are in here. The first cable is needed to connect the USB 3.0 port. It has a blue connector. Next we see a paired connector for connecting 2 USB 2.0 ports, and the second wire can be used to connect a headphone and microphone jack. A set of thin wires in the loop is needed to connect the LEDs, as well as the reset and power buttons. You'll need your motherboard manual to connect them more precisely. Now let's look at the place where we will have to install the HDD. Here you can install 2 large HDD disks. For more comfortable installation there are sleds, on which you can incidentally install an SSD disk when chewing, but on the back wall there is room to install as many as 3 external SSD disks, or you can install small HDD disks format mSATA from the laptop. A couple more words about the fans. They are installed here from the manufacturer at once. They are quiet enough and have a blue backlight. You can connect the fans through Molex connectors or through a wire with a 3-pin connector. Generally the case allows you to install 4 fans, 2 more can be easily installed in the upper part of the case. At the end of this video I will give the dimensions of the case and the main characteristics. Please subscribe to my channel so I can continue to publish my videos. By the way, there is also a video of me completely assembling this computer. If you live in Florida and need to build a computer, contact me.
Inside we can find a bag with a set of hardware. We find all the necessary bolts and screws, spacers for installation and fixing the motherboard's power unit. In the same package you will find a speaker, and if you need it you can install it on the motherboard. Now let's look at the wires that is here. The first cable is need to connect USB 3.0 ports. It has a blue connection. Next we see a paired connection for connection to USB ports 2.0. And the second wire can be used to connect a headphone and microphone jack. A set of thin wires in the loop is need to connect a LEDs as well as a reset and power button. You need your motherboard manual to know how to connect them. Now let's look at the place where we find to install a true HDD hard disk drive. Here you can install 2 large hard disk drives. For more comfortable installation, here too you have slits on which you can incidentally install the solid state drive, but on the back wall enough room to install as many three external solid state drive, or you can install small hard disk drive formats, micro SATA from the laptop. I want to say a couple more words about a fan they installed here from manufacturer. They have a LED light, blue color. They are very quiet, so you not need to change it. I think you also can connect fan through Molex connection direct to power unit or through 3-pin connector to motherboard. Generally the case allow you install 4 fans. 2 more can be installed in upper part of the case. At the end of this video I will give a dimension of the case, a main characteristics. Please subscribe to my channel so I can continue to publish my new video. By the way, it's also a video of me complete assembly this computer. If you live in Florida and you need to build a computer, please contact me. Okay, thank you for watching. Subscribe to channel. Bye bye.